G'day mates, welcome to Antics with Aussie, where I keep you up to date with everything that's going on with competitive Fortnite, and today is a massive one. So, we just got our first competitive update of Chapter 2 Season 4, and it is huge. We have all the new tournaments that are coming, including Cash Cups and Hype Nights. We have the new dates for the FNCS, but we also have some rule changes and some rule clarifications around collusion and a whole bunch of other things, where it looks like Fortnite is going to be taking into account permanent bans without warning. So Epic is definitely stepping up their stance when it comes to competitive integrity coming into this season, and from what I've already read, it looks really good. But I want to go through it with you, keep you up to date on everything that happened this big, because it's a massive post, and I'll break it down to just the most important parts. So let's jump straight into it. So first off, we have the announcements of the tournament. So this is Fortnite tournament lineup so far. So Season 4, we have the Hype Cup on September 6th, which has already happened. This weekend, we have September DreamHack online for NA West. Then we're going to have a Hype Night again on the weekend. And this is where it gets different. These are the new ones now. So we have Paradox's Platform Solo Cash Cups every Monday from September 14th to 21. So that's only 1 week, right? So that means we're only getting 1 or maybe 2 if they're including the 21st. So it looks like we might have 2 Cash Cups. Then we have Castor's Contender Trios Cash Cups, which is every Tuesday from September 15th to September 22nd. Then we have Chopper's Champion Trios Cash Cup every Tuesday from September 15th to September 22nd. So it looks like Trio Cash Cups are now going to be split into Contender and Champions, which obviously we've seen before with tournaments being split between Contender and Champions. But it looks like there's a Platform Solo Cash Cup on Monday, so that's going to split obviously platform specific. So console, mobile, track will be on one tournament, and then PC will be on the other. But it looks like for the Contenders and Champion Cash Cup, it means console and PC will be versing each other. Then we have Wild Wednesdays. Now this is exciting. This is going to be a tournament that is apparently going to be based around random LTMs, and there's going to be a prize pool. So I've talked about this before. Some people are going to be upset about it. Some competitive Fortnite fans might not be too happy about giving money away for LTMs, but I think it's a great idea to keep casuals playing the game and getting into it competitively, because the more casuals that play the game, spend their money on it and enjoy it, the bigger prize pools for a competitive audience. So I think this could be a lot of fun. And if you guys didn't see, Hypex actually made a tweet recently going through a whole bunch of mythics that he said were going to be added to the game. Hypex is obviously a very, very respected leaker in the community. And I was saying from the start that I don't think those are going to come into competitive, but that might be where we see some of these mythics come into play, because we're going to have some crazy LTMs. So I think that could be a lot of fun. I honestly am totally for that. We already have tournaments for money on Monday and Tuesday, so having a fun tournament on Wednesday, I don't see it being a big deal. We also have Hype Nights again every Sunday, so Hype Nights still going ahead. Then you have DreamHack NA East, DreamHack Europe, which we already knew about, but the big one, FNCS warm-up. So FNCS warm-up is starting on September 25th to 27th, and that is because the actual FNCS dates are right here. So FNCS week 1 is going to be on October 9th to October 11th. FNCS week 2 is going to be October 16th to October 18th. FNCS week 3, October 23rd to October 25th. And then FNCS finals, October 29th to November 1st. So it looks like we're having a 4-week-long FNCS with a warm-up week before that. So tournaments are coming back pretty fast. That's not a lot of time before more tournaments. And like I was saying before, so Wild Wednesdays will be prized LTM tournaments changing up each week. We're also planning on slotting more pop-up tournaments and third-party events not listed here that will complement these offerings. So that's what you saw last season, where we had a whole bunch of tournaments. We had the Benji Fishy Cup, we had the Aqua Nyrox Cup, all those kind of things. So that's looking really, really good for competitive Fortnite. Now, this is where it gets a bit nitty-gritty. We have official rule clarifications, and this is what I was talking about. This is pretty intense. So let's go through and kind of summarize the main points they made about their changes to the rules. So they start off defining what is collusion, and they basically say collusion is consistently working together with the same opponent. This includes fighting together or working together against a third player or third team who encroached on a shared location or drop spot. So basically what we already thought collusion was. It's teaming up with someone multiple times in a game, or it looks like at all in a single game, but it's basically doing it to the point where you're getting a clear competitive advantage. They wanted to clarify that it is not drop splitting. So consistently dropping in the same location each map is not collusion. So their definition here, from what I can understand, is if you're going to the same drop spot and choosing not to fight each other in some kind of context, they're not going to count that as collusion, which I find that a little bit weird. It's hard. I know they're put in an awkward position. It's really, really hard to define collusion. It's really, really hard to ban people based on going the same drop spot, because sometimes it's not smart to fight. If you drop Salty Springs with another opponent, there's next to no loot there. If you walk away with decent loot from your couple of houses, it's probably worth not fighting and rotating rather than fighting them. So how do you define that compared to when you have two pros clearly going a drop spot that know each other really well and having very defined loot paths? This is why a lot of people were talking about the fact that 100% chest spawn was brought out of the game, was because they wanted to stop collusion. So they believe that drop splitting is going to be a lot harder now, because if you drop at, say, Misty Meadows, instead of guaranteed knowing how many chests you're going to get, now you won't. So it's more likely that you're going to need to take a fight with the opponents around you and kind of give up that drop splitting that's been going on. So interesting stance on it. The other things they wanted to clarify is that announcing your drop spot on social media is not collusion. You're more than welcome to do that. Choosing to not engage in combat in certain times is also not collusion. But the big one, coaching using the in-game replay tools is now confirmed officially as not collusion and not against the rules. So having a live coach help you through a game is not against the rules. As long as they're only looking at your gameplay, they're not going out and using other tools. So that's why it says in-game replay tools. So wait, in-game replay tools. I'm trying to think whether that's... I think as long as you're watching a stream talking to them, it should be okay. I can't imagine they're expecting you to do it through replay mode. But either way, it looks like it's not against the rules now. I might have to get further clarification on that one, but that's a big step because a lot of people have been asking whether coaching is going to be a problem or not. Just to clarify though, things are obviously, the one thing they touched on massively is the stage engagements among colluding teams to deceive event admins. As an example, manipulating storm surge factors. So that's basically what Bucky and Creo and Slacks and Keys got in so much trouble for, was where they were setting up, taking shots at each other, clearly not trying to eliminate each other, just getting their storm surge up, then disengaging. So they've now said that acts like that are going to continue to be against the rules, along with pickaxe swinging, which is obviously a form of signaling. We've already talked about that. So this is the part that's big though. Outright competitive bans will be made when collusion evidence is conclusive, without any official warnings. Without any official warning, you can be banned, and warnings will be issued in situations when players are very close to the line of collusion, and we will administer these in cases that could swing either way. Continued actions after official warnings could then result in competitive bans. Reminder, players' action for 30 days or longer during last season will not be eligible for this season's FNCS. So anyone who was banned at the end of last season cannot participate in this FNCS. So they're going to be offering permanent bans without warnings if they think something is bad enough, which again, I kind of like this. This is a competitive esports. Fortnite needs to take a heavy stance on this. Counter-Strike Go, if you're caught cheating, you get permaban. There's no like kind of warning or coming back into it. So we're gonna have to see how they play that one. Now, the other thing that they've mentioned that is also gonna be bannable is smurfing or illegal restarts. Basically, that's only within tournaments. So this is making a second account that has low arena points to play in, let's say like the contender tournament. If you play in the contender tournament, but you are champion on your other account, that's gonna be bannable. Also, starting tournaments, restarting tournaments. So basically illegal restarts. So if you start off on one account, you have a couple bad games, so then you jump on another account versus easier opponents because of skill-based matchmaking, climb through the points, that's going to be against the rules as well. So you can only play tournaments on one account. So only play one account for tournaments. So whatever arena points that is on, that is your main account that has the highest, and you cannot restart on another account. Now, third-party software, we obviously know about this. These are things like soft aiming, which we saw to be a massive problem last season. Just any form of hacking is obviously going to be against the rules. So that's going to get you banned. But this is another big one that I found really, really interesting and is going to cause so many big issues for so many pros. Clout farming. So this season, we will now be taking action against anyone who falsely promotes themselves as a banned or cheating player. This false information gets in the way of real investigations that action true bad actors. So basically, if you go on Twitter and you say, oh man, look at my aim, I'm soft aiming, you can get banned for that now. If you put soft aimer in your name, if you put cheater in your name, if you do anything like that, you can now be banned. They're saying that that is getting in the way of them finding actual people who are cheating, and it's causing a whole bunch of issues. Same with, I remember seeing a stream during FNCS Finals. Someone went live and they pretended they were about to play FNCS Finals with a whole bunch of aimbots on. They got like 10,000 viewers. Everyone was freaking out. That kind of stuff is going to get people banned now. And honestly, depending on how far they push this, I kind of agree. It's become a bit of a joke in the Fortnite community. People are putting soft aim in their name, but then all the pros are complaining why all these kids are buying soft aim. It's because you're promoting it. We need to stop talking about it. We need to stop promoting it. We need to make sure that Epic handles it and bans people who are caught cheating, and everyone else doesn't keep pushing it. So I agree with that one. Now, technical issues. Again, another huge one. This update announcement was ridiculous. So this season, we're also modifying an older rule involving technical issues. Basically, to summarize, all it is they are now going to be willing to restart games if enough people disconnect or whatever their criteria is. They haven't said what the criteria is completely, but say like 6 people don't connect to the game, maybe one of them's in first place or something, they can at their own discretion decide to restart that game for competitive integrity, which is pretty huge. There's been some tournaments where players in top 5, sometimes even first, don't connect into the last game due to a technical issue not on their end, and they have to miss out on first place or sit there and watch. So the fact that you can then restart a tournament now is going to be massive. So again, guys, that pretty much does the whole blog post. I just wanted to kind of summarize the main points and talk about it, give my thoughts on it, because this is honestly a ridiculous post. We have new tournaments and a whole bunch of rule changes that honestly, I agree with all of them. The fact that Fortnite is getting back into taking competitive this seriously, the fact that they're looking at things and reevaluating their rules and trying to make the game have more competitive integrity, I'm all for. Let me know in the comment section down below, are you happy with this so far? Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, if this kept you up to date. Again, this is Antics with Aussie. I'm going to do these all the time. I smashed this out at 7 a.m. because I wanted to make sure that I kept you guys in on what's going on. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean so much to me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.